called ancient Romans enemies, that they wanted to destroy Rome and Roman Empire. No, guys, most of the ruins around actually due to us. The modern Romans, for centuries and centuries, they had systematically dismantled ancient Roman buildings to build something else. That's why Roman churches are so rich of money. Okay. So, military here, of course. Remember how big portion of Colosseum now is. We got some bronze claims to melt it down. And today, this temple here is a church, state, Christian Catholic church. And in fact, if you get there, we can have the bell tower. And down below you see the pagan frieze with the griffins. A griffin was a mythological animal connected to Apollo, the god of sun, music, art, and rationality. And Roman emperors will often compared with him, to Apollo. So you see political symbol, and you see how a Christian Catholic church, still active, is still decorated by pagan frieze. These were the thing probably this tradition is actually the pure essence of how Rome is made. The so-called eternal seed is an eternal recycling of and that's why today the church dedicated to St. Lawrence in one of the first martyrs, according to tradition, he was killed out there, he was grilled alive. Okay. You can at least another couple of places where it's supposed to kill him. Questions? Doubts? Okay.
Bene, ci fa.
You know how when Caesar conquered Gaul, the French, who are nowadays, Caesar with his legionaries, they killed about 1 million people.
This is the place where Julius Caesar was cremated.
Before his temple, right there, we got a stage where orators gave speeches. And it's from up there, the day Caesar died, right and main general, Mark Antony, he gave his speech. Displaying Caesar's body, covered in wounds, to impress the players around the day. They were pegged right here, where we're standing right now, waiting for his speech. And evidently pressed them for his slides to say, oh, look at the covered guys, that the soul of Caesar ascending to the sky. So practical and to the stations, literally at the same time, Caesar was demonized. That one there was built way later, 3rd century, under Emperor Septimius Severus. They know was born in Libya, left his money for Rome. And so you see how the Roman Empire was a true, real multicultural empire. Romans didn't know what refugee was. The only difference for them was between slaves and free men. And for sure, Roman slaves were slave and private. But a good behavior for the master was to free every slave so they could become liberty, they could become businessmen, high bureaucrats, and their children they could become Roman citizens with all the civil rights. Not because she abandoned the babies, but because she actually made them. Why? Why? It's a mystery, I see. Today we know how the name of this lady was Claudia. She was a Vestal Virgin converted to Christian religion. She was converted to the Christian religion. So to punish her, her companions, they got here and they erased her name from history. Remember, Romans, they wanted to be remembered. You don't go to build a Colosseum or do something just by chance. So the worst thing you could have suffered was that they'll be forgotten. Romans, they called this kind of cancel culture, damnatio memoriae. So I damn your memory, shame on you. Okay. Poor Nero, he suffered the same thing, remember? As soon as he died, eventually his statue, remember? Colosseum. His name is due to his statue. That once.
So everywhere it was marble, they just removed it.
Yeah. But yeah, actually, you see up there, they weren't the imperial palaces. What you see up there, there were some statues of those palaces. They were actually on top. And today, you'll see how they are gone. If you get up there, you'll find. I mean, there was wine with okay. Romans they built the aqueducts, no? 11 aqueducts. Then at the period of the empire, they were filling here roughly 1 million cubic meters of water every day for about 800 public baths that are around the city. But at the end of the empire, Romans themselves, they cut the aqueducts off in order to prevent the besiegers to get inside the city using aqueducts and cutting. So that later on they need to escalate it. The men were displayed. Columns covered with a thick layer of plaster, prevented by humidity, and then traced first. But the bricks around us, actually the walls around us, they look like filled and made with bricks, but they actually not. What you see around us, they are the bases of many triangles stacked into the cement core when it was still wet and fluid. As you can clearly see here. So you recognize a triangle. Okay. There, for example, behind you see the stack into the wall. There's an arch, and you see the arches all over around us. Huh? There you see the whole length of Roman bricks. They were called bipedali, bipedal, so 2 feet, like, as much as the US feet, 30 centimeters per us. They were squared. They would use the bipedali on 8 ways, making arches. Starting to the masonry as that one there to get the structure lighter, because underneath, in that case, for example, there's a drain system. Okay. In other cases, they would cut those bricks in many triangles, stacked into the cement core when it was still fluid. But then the cement, the more it dries, the stronger it gets. And Romans invented Roman cement, using different kind of materials, pozzolana, sand, gravel, different kind of shards. In this case, you see how they use some rocks, but they could use even some brick shards or pumice shards. You know how pumice is very light volcanic stone. So, for example, Pantheon's dome, this is the same, it's the best Roman temple. So, preserved here, 2nd century AD. If you get there, you can still find the largest unsupported dome, cement, all over the world. Pantheon's dome becomes thinner and lighter as soon as you go inside. It's very hard they use pumice in there. They put materials at high temperatures, mixing them with water and seawater. So recently, scholars find out how, if a microcrack here is perfect, crystals in there were able to recreate some new chemical structures. That's in carbonates. So you see, there's something more of a distance. Today we know the materials, but that temple there, beginning of the 4th century, is that the door you see there is the original one, made out of bronze. Okay, even Pantheon's dome actually is an original bronze gate.
We lost, I think. No, not.
No? Nope. They reused Roman bricks and to make foundations, you see how they're broken into many pieces and shards, Roman columns, bas reliefs, probably the statues. I know it's crazy, you could think, oh no, what they've done, they've done so magnificent art pieces. But at the time it was just way cheaper to reuse what they found. Okay, think about New York, the building got old, they put it down, they put something new on top. And exactly the same thing. The concept of maintaining, can you hear me now? Okay.
Yes.
The concept of maintaining our public heritage is a very recent concept, was said less than 100 years ago. People that when they kind of statue with a missing arm, they just added a modern arm. Probably noticed those three huge arches up there. That was a basilica, and for Romans, told you, it was a high court. But that modification there inspired the structure of the Christian basilica there. So nowadays they have that structure there, rectangular perimeter, here 5 naves with the main entrance on the short side and the middle on the left side. So they were inspired by that. And the very first model. Romans, a basilica was a place where the rulers administered justice. But the Greeks, they got no basilica. So you see how they just use the things. There you see the coffered ceiling with the stuccos and some few portions of top. While those red, you see portions of red columns, the marble you see there is called porphyry. It's extremely tough material. Imagine how nowadays we cut the porphyry with some lasers or diamond shapes. Diamond is tougher than that. And okay, Romans, no lasers, no that. Just, of course, tons of slaves. You'll find no more than 4, maybe 5 ancient monarchies spread around the city. But back then we know how we got at least 35. Okay, so it's a good meter to understand. Anyway, the arch there, this is called the Arch of Titus, the main general in charge that he plundered Jerusalem, was built to celebrate the victory over the Jews. He raised the money, the Villa Colosseum, for the plundered Jerusalem. And then,
Non va mai sta piatto per piatto.
The Jewish religion, passing through an arch. It's a modern one, but imagine how ancient Roman arches they were surmounted by something similar. But the ancient style is gone. Okay, so you have to imagine something similar. Even up there, don't forget about the colors. Everything was painted, you know. Statues, the lips, the eyes, the head. Behind him, you'll see a winged lady holding a crown over his head. In reality, usually there was a slave holding a crown over his head and whispering to him, "Remember that you are mortal. Remember that you are mortal." Just calm down. But in that case here, they put the personification of victory. The winged lady, you see her there. Nike in Greek, Nike if you pronounce it in English. So Nike's swoosh should be a wing, you know, of the Greek Latin victory, something meaningful for us sports brand. And up there, right in the middle of the variable, you see there's a man flying over an eagle. And if you see, he's upside down, you see the feathers. He's riding an eagle. That's Emperor Titus. Because when they died, emperors, inspired by Caesar, they were cremated on a pyre in a public ceremony in the middle of the forum. While they were setting the wooden pyre, they would hide an eagle under it. And as soon as they set the fire on, they suddenly released the eagle, symbolizing the assumption among the gods of that emperor there. So Romans, they would call those kind of political miracles, prodigium, prodigy, some fresh the craft. Propaganda. The only original portion of this arch is just the central one, the central gate. Because in the 13th century, due to military reasons, they built a castle right here. Not even something big, but a palace right here. And they used the gate as the main entrance for it. Today it's gone. With the modern excavations, 19th century, unfortunately at that time they didn't care about Middle Ages, and they destroyed the historical stratification here around, making several damages. But at the time, looking for treasures and nice statues, you see how in this case they excavated too much and they lowered the ground floor. And destroying the medieval additions, unfortunately they destroyed even some portions of the original Roman walls. They were welded with the medieval ones. Okay, that's why you see at that time you see the difference.
I to możecie sobie zrobić zdjęcie. Kolory tych, to macie pod włosku.
fahren sie wieder das nächste Stück. Siehst du, da oben die Hose wieder rüber.
Wo ist jetzt das Matten?
But unfortunately, almost nothing survived. After auto, if they like it to open fire, but you could keep open fire. So this is the senza fare un passo per
Okay, don't have with me. Can I show you the Get My Guide ticket?
Stucco decoration.
Yeah, so that's just that's
No, mamma, stäng igen och we just go down.
Sant'Antonio dall'infarto.
No.
Qua viene fuori una bellissima faccia. Non fai andare? Voglio fare una foto e quel coso lì.
È tutto il paesaggio di Roma.
Vedi quello con lei in lontananza? Chiara, guarda la mia telecamera un occhio. Ma non vedi come sono là?
Czemu tutaj czuję?
Chodź, wezmę cię na barana, to zobaczysz piękny widok.
Piękny widok. Mami.
Mami?
Musisz...
Idzie mami.
Musimy...
Tam nawet przegleść cenowę.
快来呀，找你玩。我们看。
Hmm.
You have 3 euros.
I don't have change.
Huh?
I don't have coins with.
Can I have your card?
Can take. Hold on.
Mama needs something.
Where's mother?
She's sitting on a bench.
Can you take her here?
I need something. I need your card. Please, can I have it?
La basilique est la beauté des statues géantes.
Los jardines están acá. La sacerdotisa, los jardines están acá. Los 3 pilares. El Poluxi. Los amigos famosos que mandó los la base de los 3 templos eran 3 pilares con el templo. Era, mira, se parecía a ese templo que está en el templo completo. O sea, que era de la vida.
Should I?
Ashi.